Hello, Julie from Cocoknits here, and I want to show you our new and improved pop-up dryer. It folds down teeny tiny, so storage is always for me an issue. I need something that is not going to be popped up permanently, a drying rack that doesn't go away. So that was the original intention of our little sweater pop-up dryer. And then you just open it up. So we've had one of these for years, and it was made of plastic and polyester. And the next generation was recycled polyester. I'm constantly trying to get plastic out of my knitting entirely. So I've worked for years with our manufacturer to come up with a plastic-free version. And this is it. The mesh is cotton, the edging is cotton, the straps are cotton, and then the buckles are nickel-plated steel, which can be recycled. The wire inside is steel, so that can be recycled, and it is covered in a silicone tube just for safety. Then you just pop these guys up and dry your sweater on it, whether you're blocking your sweater for the first time or drying it. Getting it up off of your blocks or towels or however you block your sweaters really helps it to dry faster. And then the other way I use this, if I don't always pop it up. What I do is I use this on balanced over my bathtub or between two chairs. I'll show you how I do that. I also use it to strain the water out of my sweater as I'm blocking it. I put it over the sink and let it drain through this. So I'll show you the other ways I use it. But we're excited about the no plastic. Hopefully you are too. If you already have a drying rack, whatever you've got is the best option. But if you should need a new one, hopefully you'll consider this. To tighten the straps, bend the pop-up dryer toward you so you already have it in sort of a Pringle shape, and then you should be able to just pull the straps. It should be nice and easy to tighten them up. Just get a nice sort of Pringle shape. And then to loosen them, pull it toward you again and then hang on to the little clips. You want to make sure there's no tension on either the straps or the clips. Just hang on to the clips and then pull that strap back through the other way, and it should loosen right up. There you go. When you're opening the pop-up dryer, be careful. It's very springy. And then you're going to twist it one hand forward, one hand toward you to the back until you have 3 new circles. It's kind of clumsy, but just one hand forward, one hand back until you can feel it in 3 parts, and then just squish them together. It'll work, I promise. And then just make sure to use your elastic to go around to keep it all tight. All right, so it's been soaking, ready to drain it. And what I do is I take my pop-up dryer, and it's flat, and get it over my sink. And then I'm going to pour through this. And it keeps the sweater from sort of falling down the drain. You can just let it sit there and drain for a while if you want to, before you even start squeezing. But then when I start to squeeze, I'm squeezing it through the pop-up dryer. And that just allows me to not have to keep trying to keep the sleeves from going down the drain. You can do this over a bathtub or over a basin or whatever. But that is really one of my favorite uses of the pop-up dryer, is not even popping it up, just using it to drain. This has been sitting for a little while. It's still heavily damp. It's nowhere near dry, but I'm gonna go ahead and pop it up. And with the pop-up dryer that had the clips, I would slide it underneath first and then pop it up. And with this one, I find it's easier to pop up the dryer first and then slip it underneath. A nice Pringle shape. And now I'm going to go underneath, because it's still fairly damp, I'm going to go underneath the cloth. And that's going to help me as I pull up on the cloth. I'm sort of scooting it underneath as I'm pulling up on the cloth. And you can also just start to pull the cloth. And that just gets it up with a little more air circulation while it's still super damp. And then once it dries a little bit more, I'll take out the check your gauge cloth and finish it off. But this will at least let it get a little bit more airflow than it was getting just flat on the ground. All right, it's been sitting here for a while. It's still very damp, but I'm impatient. So I'm going to take my gauge cloth off. So I just scoot it up that way. And the hood adds a whole other level. There we go. Get that out. I'll just make sure there are no folds or creases, because you don't want it to dry with folds and creases. But other than that, there we go. It's got airflow all the way around, and there's nothing to do but wait now. If I'm going straight to the pop-up dryer from the rolling it in the towel or from just finishing it off, again, I find it easier to pop up the dryer and then lay the sweater out on top of it once it's already popped out. And this is just damp, just needs a few more hours getting a bit of air, and it should then be dry completely. I like to use my knitter's blocks for the sleeves. But there we go. It's going to get air all the way around, and hopefully it won't take too much longer for it to dry. So here it is, the pop-up dryer, not popped up, just flat, and propped over my bathtub. If this were just a hand wash, this would be fine. This is a great way to use the pop-up dryer without popping it up. Just use it over the bathtub. The other favorite way to use the pop-up dryer is to not pop it up and prop it between two chairs outside on a sunny day, hopefully breezy, so it can get the outside breeze and help it dry faster. This is another way I love to use the pop-up dryer. This is a drying rack from George and Willie. If you are handy, you could make one of these on your own. This is the setup. So what I do is I hoist it up and it dries up by the ceiling and keeps my space clear. So if you're in a really small space, this is a great option. So there we go. I have hoisted it up. It's up there by the ceiling, completely out of the way. And again, the pop-up dryer is what is allowing it to be supported. If it were just the wooden bars, things would fall through, the sleeves would fall through. And so that's what's sort of supporting the whole sweater while it's hanging up there drying.